Do you know what am I finding so fascinating, my gorgeous Aries? What is actually going to happen to you right at the beginning of this week? Listen to me very carefully because this is going to be quite important. The moment in time, my gorgeous Erini, you actually feel a little bit weird, a little bit strange at around the beginning of this week. And when I say that you're going to feel a little bit weird and a little bit strange, just suddenly a lot is going to be on your mind. A lot is going to be on your mind. And you're going to be in one of those situations where you are going to feel a little bit frustrated with yourself because you didn't kind of do certain changes in your life, when you were maybe able to. And when I'm saying, when I said like that you weren't able to do certain changes, it's all about the way you're gonna feel. And I think that right at the beginning of this week, you're most certainly going to see somebody who is really going to remind you of a certain aspect in your life. This person is going to remind you of something that you were like working towards so long, but it didn't happen. And then after that, you just kind of moved on with your life. And all of that, like things like that, like lots of things like this are going to be on your mind. So the bottom line is, my gorgeous Erini, that right at the beginning of this week, you are going to feel like you want to move on, you're going to feel like you want more out of life, you will feel like you want more out of life than what you are like kind of currently experiencing. And listen to me very carefully. Yes, you are going to feel a little bit weird. You are going to feel a little bit unusual. You are going to feel really frustrated, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because like I cannot explain how important this is going to be. Listen to me very carefully. The fact that you are going to feel like you want more out of life, you will feel like, oh, I want to move on with my life, I just had enough, this is actually going to be absolutely brilliant. And it couldn't have been like a better time for this to actually happen in your life. Why? Because not that long after that moment in time, you see, before I go there, why is this important? That you're gonna feel like, oh, I want to move on. I feel the need to move on because you're already going to like really pretty much so choose to make big life changes. You're already choosing to make big life changes. This is not going to be as obvious right at this moment in time. So when you become a little bit weird and a little bit unhappy, and when you become like kind of aware of certain aspects of your life no longer working for you, be happy, be excited, my gorgeous Erini, because this is your indication and this is your sign that your life is about to transform literally, not that long after that moment in time. You are gonna come up with this conclusion. Why? Because you are gonna resolve. There is some kind of a big problem which is also going to come to an end. Listen to me very carefully. So you choosing to make big life changes is also a sign that a big problem after that moment in time it's going to come to an end. Listen to me very carefully. So first of all, you're going to become aware of a big problem coming to an end after that moment in time. You're going to be very happy. You're gonna be very ecstatic, like, my goodness, because it's to do with something that has been dominating your life for so long. So you're gonna become aware of this big problem coming to an end, and now you are going to come up with this important conclusion. And this conclusion is gonna be consisting of you fully understanding, my God, that now it's time for you to make an important compromise. The moment in time you realize what this compromise is, Oh my God, you are entering a whole new stage of your spiritual journey. And first of all, that is going to be felt within the next few days in such a way where you're going to feel so much more positive energy in your life. But it's going to come in a form of where you are going to feel so much peace and tranquility, which is going to come out of this energy you haven't felt in absolute ages. And sometimes we don't even realize how much we are missing certain things in life. Like, for example, when it comes to this beautiful energy, and that means that you were under some kind of a stress, my gorgeous Erini, for a while. You were a little bit anxious for a while because some kind of a problem was like really draining your energy so much. And it's not, I suppose, so much about that particular problem, but it's more about you not being able to do what you want to do. So this is why this is so important. So the moment in time you make this kind of, the moment in time you're aware of this compromise, and when that happens, trust me, the peace and tranquility, it's about to enter your life. And now this is going to be such a big moment. This is going to be a huge moment. No, it is not about conclusion as such. No, it is not about compromise as such. No, it is not about peace and tranquility as such. But what is it so much about? It's about the fact that now you're going to be able to commit yourself fully to things you should have committed yourself fully like for a long time, in the first place, my gorgeous Erini. So now you're going to be able to commit yourself to something you should have committed yourself to like a long time ago. So this is why this is important, because this is in itself, what are you going to be able to commit yourself to fully? Listen to me very carefully. I'm saying this word fully because I'm not saying that you didn't start this already. I'm not saying that this what you're going to commit yourself to, you didn't commit yourself to before. You have. But the problem is that other aspects of your life where you were giving your energy to, you were just like kind of maybe wasting your energy. Only now this is going to be absolutely obvious. But what are you committing yourself to is to something that means to you so much. You're committing yourself to something that comes to you naturally. This is in itself to do with like things that make sense to you, things that makes you happy, things that makes you excited. But also at the same time, it's a lot to do with your passion, and it's a lot to do with your practical knowledge as well. You have no idea how rewarding you're actually going to how rewarding all this is actually going to be. And there is gonna be some kind of remarkable person, really wise person. I really love this person to bits, somebody ridiculously wise, and somebody who is a consistent person in your life, and somebody who is like kind of giving you every now and then like a really big, really important information. This person gives you a really important informations like in general, and this person is like a really consistent person in your life, and it's somebody who you can trust to as well. This particular person is going to give you an important news, something that you need to pay attention to, but also at the same time, that particular person is going to give you an important advice, okay? And also, my gorgeous Erini, when it comes to the beginning of this week, now this is all kind of going to lead towards you realizing that there is an important adjustment now that you're going to need to make. When it comes to this important adjustment, like, oh my God, like, listen to me very carefully. When it comes to this important adjustment, you must understand that there's something that's going to be putting you off again because of this uncertain outlook. There is no time for that. Doesn't matter if it's uncertain, okay, outlook. And that means that you're not going to be kind of fully aware of how things are actually going to unfold or how things going to develop. So I know that this is gonna like kind of, oh my God, gonna kind of like not necessarily scare you a little bit, but now also it's the time to kind of pay attention to the actual priorities, and this is why you're gonna need to make an important adjustment here as well. So there you've got like a conclusion, compromise, but then again here you've got also an important adjustment that you're gonna need to make. And you know how you're gonna know which adjustment this is? is, oh my God, something is going to happen in a very strange and a very mysterious way. After all this, something is going to happen in a very strange and a very mysterious way. And you are going to have this really, really unusual sign, a really unusual sign, okay? A really powerful omen. And it's going to be ridiculously unusual. And you will know what, you will know why. You will know. It's going to be extremely personal, but very unusual as well. This type of sign you've never had before happening in this particular way, and it's also going to be so many kind of mysterious things that are going to be like somehow connected to it, okay? And so around that time you're going to have this sign, my gorgeous Erini, literally that you should make some kind of adjustment, and you will know which adjustment this is because you're going to have that sign around that particular time. And at the same time you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm not too sure, oh, I'm not, like there's certain steps going to be there that you're going to need to make, but you need to be strong. You need to rise above it. You're going to be absolutely fine. You have no idea, my gorgeous Erini, what is actually going to happen here. With this adjustment, it's going to lead towards you having such a really beautiful experience within the next 2 or 3 days. And when it comes to this beautiful experience, you need to understand that there is something additional that you're actually going to become aware of this adjustment, okay? And this beautiful experience within the next 2 or 3 days, it's really going to open your eyes, and the things that you're going to become aware of are going to make you feel so good, because it's more about your green light, it's more about an important sign. It's more about like this additional information which is going to play such a big role when it comes to you feeling fully confident. So therefore, to start with, you were like a little bit uncertain, but now within the next 2 or 3 days, the way things are going to play out, you're going to have a beautiful experience, and the additional things that you're actually going to find out, and these additional things which you're going to find out are really going to put your mind to rest in such a way where those things that you've been worrying about that were preventing you to make certain steps, now this is going to disappear. Listen to me very carefully. In exactly 1 month's time, after this moment, my gorgeous Erini, you are going to have an amazing opportunity which is going to be connected to this. Listen to me very carefully. In exactly 1 month after this moment in time, you can count if you like, you will see that you are going to have an amazing opportunity, okay? You are going to need to be bold, you are going to need to be courageous and optimistic. In 1 month's time, it's indeed going to be the time to take action. In 1 month's time, it's not only that you're going to have an amazing opportunity connected to this, but it's also going to be time to take action. But listen, this is going to be brilliant, because at the same time you are going to be kind of doing, do you know what I mean? Not kind of, but you're going to be doing what you are most certainly and most importantly passionate about, okay? So what are you doing right now is going to be really, really wise, but it's also going to bring you such a beautiful like success and recognition as well. This in itself is like a promotion of your own life in general. You need to be strong, you need to be optimistic, and you need to understand that now it's absolutely 1,000,000% the time to actually come out of your comfort zone. I'm not saying you're in your comfort zone, but you will see exactly what I mean. So when it comes to things like that, when you tap into something that you're so passionate about, you never ever allow something to prevent you to move on just because you haven't got certain experience with something, or just because the certain stage right in front of you, there are so many kind of unknown things that you're going to need to kind of tap into. And even if you haven't got an experience, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes it just needs to happen in that particular way, because we are ready for the certain journey without even being aware of it, okay? So we absorb things in a different way when we are under the stress, or when we are anxious, or when we are even scared and worried. We absorb things in a completely completely different way, and it's not necessarily a negative way, if you know what I mean. So this is why I need you to understand that if you are stressed or nervous, that vibration is not necessarily going to work against you. But what you need to do really is to recenter yourself, to realign yourself by being like as open-minded as you possibly can. You need to be as open-minded as you possibly can, my gorgeous Aries, because you are at the same time coming out of something so dark and negative which has been affecting you for a while. So this is why this is going to be so important. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Aries, ooh la la, you know what I want to say to you, that there is going to be like a really interesting little situation you're going to have here, my darling. You know, like, but this situation which you're going to have, it's more like a kind of it's going to be like an interesting conversation. You're going to be surrounded by the interesting people. Some of them are going to be gorgeous, beautiful, lovely, and some of them are going to be really smart, intelligent, you know. Like, I know that you're going to be enjoying yourself in so many different ways, you know. And I know it sounds really weird that I said some people are going to be gorgeous and beautiful, but this is exactly what I see. I see that you're going to be surrounded by the people who are going to be very intelligent, very smart, very clever in your mind, in your opinion, but very clever in general. But also some of them are like really kind of good looking as well. That's what I see here. And there is going to be some kind of situation which is going to come up, my gorgeous Aries. Some kind of situation and topic which is going to make your heart flutter. And that in itself, it's going to highlight the love of something you have, but you're not doing anything about it. Do you understand what I mean? So the certain situation or a topic, it's going to arise. Certain situation and a topic is going to arise, and it's going to make your heart flutter. Why? Because it's like it is some kind of love for something. It's gonna be highlighted when it comes to you and something that you're not doing. So my advice is you really have to understand that this type of situation, it's not happening, oh yeah, because it's happening spontaneously. No, baby, no. This is very, very important for you to dig in. This is very important for you to uncover. This is very important for you to investigate. This is very important for you to explore. This is very important for you to understand that you need to focus on it immediately and do something about it. And by that, I mean, you need to dive into this part of your life, like, because you have no idea what an important role this is actually going to play in 2 months' time, when you find yourself on another crossroads. And these are gonna be the most like kind of surprising crossroads of your entire life, and you will see what I mean. In 2 months' time, when you find yourself on the most surprising crossroads, like with the most surprising crossroads of your entire life, you will find yourself in 2 months' time. And when that happens, my gorgeous Aries, you have no idea which path you will choose to take. Which path you will choose to take. And this is where this situation and a topic that made your heart flutter, when something was highlighted, a love for something which you have and you're not doing anything about it. This is in 2 months' time, when you find yourself on the crossroads. This is when this is going to take place. You will surprise yourself with your a response and the path that you're going to take. But this is like one of those beautiful things in life which happen so spontaneously, and at the time when we think that we know everything about ourselves, that we understand everything about ourselves, our lives, at that moment in time, poof, everything disappears, because we just discover a whole we just discovered a whole new path. Something so big about us and about the life, world in general, and it's to do with our passion, and it just becomes so imminent, for us to actually bring this into our lives like immediately. And again, it doesn't matter like how old you are whatsoever, trust me. And also, my gorgeous Aries, like when it comes to the midweek, you are going to have a bit of a doubt and suspicion about somebody really specific here. You need to be smart. Listen, you're going to have a doubt and suspicion about somebody really specific here. There is going to be some kind of misunderstanding in between you and somebody else. It is just going to be like, it's to do with the differences of opinion. But listen to me very carefully. This is to do with your life. This is to do with something that you are so passionate about. This is to do with something like some kind of conversation that you came up with. So it's going to be conversation in between you and somebody else, and you're going to mention how much you want to do something or how passionate you are about something, and then you are going to have a misunderstanding with that person, some kind of doubt and suspicion when it comes to that person, because that person is just not kind of going to be able to understanding what are you talking about and where are you coming from. And now what you need to understand is that this in itself is to do with something which is so important to you, and it's to do with some kind of a plan which you are having. This is to do with your plan, okay? This is what I can say. So you're going to be talking about what you're going to do, but it's to do with some kind of a plan of yours. This needs to be your sign to kind of ignore what this person is going to do, and ignore what this person is going to try to tell you, because this person is going to try to put you off from something that means to you so much. And I will tell you one thing, that sometimes this can be somebody beautiful, this can be somebody gorgeous, this can be somebody who is like one of the main people in your life, like your partner, your family member, your best friend, but it doesn't mean that they will understand every single idea you have, every single realization you have, every single plan you have. This plan, what you're going to be talking about, it's actually really good for you, like really important for you. It's important for you to do this. Okay, it's important for you to go through with this. But what you must not do is you must not allow this negativity, what is going to come out from this person, to actually affect you. Because I know that it's somebody who you feel really connected to, but you also need to understand that people are allowed to have their own opinion, but that doesn't mean that we have to listen to them. And I'm not saying that you're going around listening to people, but this is one of the main people in your life. But when it comes to this, my gorgeous Erini, you're going to need to be very, very strong. You're going to need to be very strong, because otherwise you're going to think negatively, and then these negative thoughts are going to manifest into real challenges, and you don't want this. You want to refocus your thoughts here by coming up with a new plan based on that particular plan, okay? Please be strong, please be smart, please be clever. Because at the same time, you know, it's to do with some kind of a plan from before, something that you attempted, but maybe didn't work out, or you just had a negative change in circumstances. So now you just came up with a different plan. This is important for you to go through like there is no tomorrow. You need to do something about it now. You need to do something about it immediately. If you do something about it right now, you are gonna be in this flow. I've been mentioning this particular flow, which is so important for all of us, which is very beneficial throughout the months of April. The months of April has got an absolutely mind-blowing and a very, very powerful energy when it comes to new beginnings, new stages, new pages, new starts. You know, you have no idea how much this energy actually contributes to all this, okay? The energy of April is very, very powerful when we are kind of starting something new, or we just want to kind of reconnect with a certain aspects of our lives as well. And you've got a bit of everything right now here. So this is why this is so important for you to understand that you need to act now. By acting now, you're going to be in this flow. By being in this flow, you are going to be unrestricted. So everything is gonna kind of like happen to you much quicker and much sooner than you could actually possibly imagine, okay? And you are already, listen to me very carefully. Now, I'm glad Hallelujah, baby. I'm glad that you are going to take this plan very seriously. I'm glad that somebody's not going to put you off from that plan like that person here. Because I know that in like about 8 or 9 days already after this moment in time, you're going to get an important message when it comes to this plan. And you will know that, there is an important progress. When it comes to that plan, there will be an important progress. Why? It is not only a message about an important progress, my gorgeous Erini, but also at the same time, you are also gonna become aware of the new possibilities now, new possibilities connected to this plan, which you did not have before. And this is absolutely brilliant. There is some kind of new knowledge that you are going to have within this 8 or 9 days as well. Some kind of new knowledge you are going to gather. Something is going to happen. You're going to find out something. You're going to learn something new. And then in 8 or 9 days, you're going to get a message. And then you're going to become aware of this progress. And you are going to be on top of the world, baby. Because on one hand, there are new possibilities coming. And on another hand, this is going to be a confirmation already that you did the right thing. Here. So here you're going to realize yourself that sometimes maybe, people in our lives who are completely connected to us, sometimes they will not understand us, so nothing bad about it whatsoever. You just have to really always put yourself as a number one, always trust yourself, and I know that we always have great people in our lives who can give us advice and everything, but everything literally needs to come from you, when it comes to big decisions. And I'm not saying that you keep on going around asking people what to do, but I'm talking about really important people in our lives who normally talks to us, who are very wise. But that doesn't mean that we should do exactly what they ask us or they want us to do. The next, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Erini, it's brilliant because it is to do with some kind of ending here. You are going to become aware of this ending at around the end of this week. This ending that you're going to become aware of is going to lead to a new beginnings. But now it's time for you to release situations and people that are holding you back, because this is the beginning of a very powerful transformation you are indeed going through. And also at around the end of the week, my gorgeous Erini, there is some kind of a family problem, some kind of a family issue that maybe people in your family have been struggling for a while. I can see a struggle, that some kind of a struggle has been going on for a while. And maybe it was some kind of a bad investment that was made at some point and now that brought so much pressure into people's lives. But let me tell you, when it comes to this family problem, this family issue, there is something really positive which is actually going to happen, and it's going to surprise you. Okay, so this family problem, there is something really positive going to happen, and you are something really positive is going to happen, and you're gonna understand exactly what do you need to do to bring that problem to an end. And this is again to do with family. Maybe it's a big family, maybe it's a small family, maybe it's only 2 or 3 of you, do you know what I mean? But it's to do with a few different people who were kind of affected by this. And it was maybe it was made some kind of a bad investment or something that people regret. But then again, the bottom line is that this problem has caused so much struggle. And the brilliant thing is that, this is actually something very unexpected is going to happen, and you will know what to do exactly when it comes to this problem. And you were worrying about this so much, and now things are about to resolve themselves so easily. Not only this problem is actually going to come to an end because you will know exactly what to do, but there is also going to be a very interesting opportunity, very interesting opportunity that the whole family or few people are going to find this so beneficial. But this opportunity is going to seem really small, really tiny, really little, and I don't want you to kind of realize how big this is actually going to be. Sometimes even the opportunities that seem really small, you know, sometimes certain opportunities seem like really tiny, really small, but then they play an absolutely major role, and they become like life-changing. So this is gonna be one of them. This is gonna be one of those things, my gorgeous Erini, indeed. And also, at around the end of this week, you know, you are going to have such a meaningful experience, like a little adventure, really. At around the end of this week, you're gonna have a really meaningful experience. It's gonna be like some kind of adventure, and you are going to have such a beautiful idea. And when you have this experience, you know, when you have this beautiful and meaningful experience, this little adventure, the important thing to mention is that you're going to be surrounded by the people who are so like-minded, maybe like in terms of spirituality or something that you do, these people are going to be doing. You're going to be sharing something, some kind of hobby, or your spirituality, or your way of thinking, you know. So whatever it's going to be really meaningful. You're going to have like a little adventure, and you're going to tap into something very significant, and you are going to have an idea which change and which alteration do you need to make, do you want to make. And when it comes to this, I also strongly advise you to do this as soon as you can. The sooner you do this, the sooner this is going to make a positive impact on your life. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending the brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.